What is the difference between fake and real, genuine, and counterfeit? It seems obvious to you or me, right? I mean, a lot of things aren't actually so obvious, but the concept is obvious. But can you imagine a world in which it cannot be distinguished? Recently, I encountered this. So, I bought some toothbrush heads for my Sonicare, and they were fake. They were really cheap on Walmart, some third party seller. I didn't think it was risky trying because if anything goes wrong, let's just return it. And they're fake. But looking up reports, right, on this, it's interesting because people say Amazon. They bought it directly from Philips. You would think they'd be real. And someone's response is, well, the problem is they get mixed up together when they get to the warehouse. So Philips may deliver real, genuine brush heads to the warehouse, but they get mixed up with other sellers who are selling fake ones. Because Amazon takes their word at it, right? Nobody says I'm selling fake toothbrush heads. And so Amazon takes their word at it, presumes they're all the same, and mixes them up. And guess what? The fake, the real get mixed up together, and nobody knows the difference. Now, I wouldn't say nobody knows the difference, right? There's ways to tell. Like the one I had that was fake, you could look at the lettering in the back, and there was like a, not a typo, but the spacing was weird. So you're like, oh, fake. But let's say the outsides look perfectly the same. Could you tell by the inside? Well, for the Philips brush head, there's an easy way to tell. And that's if you look at the bottom, right? How does it look? Because it has to have this chip for their toothbrushes to do the brush sync. The reason I want to buy the real ones is because it doesn't work as fast. It doesn't spin as fast as its fake ones, knockoff ones, on a Sonicare toothbrush handle. But the thing is, this has happened before. It's not a new concept. Counterfeit money. If it makes it into the bank, right? If it's good enough to bypass their controls, they mix it up with the rest of their money supply. And you could potentially get fake money from the bank, right? If the counterfeiter is so good. And if it's fake, can anybody know the difference? I mean, toothbrush handle, it's actually significant because, again, the Philips recognizes it. And there's functions that are unavailable with the fake ones. But why is it so hard to distinguish fake and real? And it's because we live in a high trust society still, where Amazon takes people's words when they say, I'm selling you this and it's real. Or I'm selling this in general because you don't have to add it's real, it's presumed to be real. And we live in a place where, we have sampling, but not necessarily great. We could test this or that, but we can't test all of it. We're not technology advanced enough. And so while things like, silicon for your computer chips, they may test every single processor to make sure it's fine. A lot of stuff is not tested. And maybe they're not fine and they don't work, right? We call that quality control.